What's up, guys? It's your boy, Vince Ryder, and this is it. This is my last skate with Vince. But obviously not the last time ever because I'm gonna put it on my other channel, my second channel that I keep advertising, and one of my biggest Let's Reads, which actually is fun to make. I make fun skits actually doing those, but yeah, apparently not a lot of people really care about, the kind of skate Vince. I don't even know if anyone cares about the other channel, but I really want to actually do something different. And actually, for me, in terms of talking, I decided to change when it comes down to talking about, different topics and what's going on in my life. Usually, it's within this series of called Skate with Vince, which me playing a skate game like this and just talking to you guys and different topics and different things going on, like different updates and all that. But I decided to put all of that in a different series called Vince Talk, or it's when I play games, I just put gaming in the background and I just talk. And that's why I decided to actually put, just to organize my channel just a little bit. And also, I feel like it's just the right decision. Right now, the first episode is out for Vince Talk, and pretty much it's just me wanting to talk. And usually the name Vince Talk is from, it's arrived from my podcasts where I talk with my boy Stefan, or if I ever plan on doing guests, like talking with major influencers and other people that want to be guests in this channel. If I ever get big, then pretty much that's going to be the series, which is called Vince Talk or Vince Talk Podcast. But for Vince Talk, I decided to put that as my go-to when it comes to talking about topics going on in animation and webtoon, and also updates and pretty much whatever is going on in my life that I ever want to share, and also news happening out there in today's world. So that's what it's going to be. But yeah, for Skate with Vince, it's pretty much been fun. I also love this area, the art gallery area, or the van park. Pretty much it's just, it's been an interesting ride, doing these kind of videos. And the thing is that I decided to actually make a second channel because there are so many things that I want to express and I want to share. And I just decided to put it on my other channel, and that's where I choose to share it. So when it comes down to content other than Webtoon, I pretty much put it on my second channel, and that's pretty much gonna be a regular, especially how I need to change follow my social medias, follow my second channel. I gotta put my second channel in the lineup. So yeah, I don't know. In terms of skateboarding, I don't know what topics to really share or anything other than the same old. I'm excited for the Nine Club actually coming back in terms of interviews. I'm not sure if they're gonna go to Olympics. And speaking of Olympics, it's Olympic month, so the Olympics is happening this month in just a couple of weeks. So yeah, skateboarding making its debut in the Olympics. It's gonna be interesting. I'm probably gonna share a little bit within Vince Talk, sharing like what's going on, and also when it comes down to skate with Vince or me playing a skate game and at all, going levels and pretty much talking about skateboarding topics. I'm gonna make that a regular in my other channel, which in my second channel it's kind of mixed because I'm thinking of like there's no schedule for me making videos there. For this, however, and pretty much I should I'm planning to make an intro video of this channel, which I don't know how, because there's so many things to really cover, and also before, actually ever making, doing the intro video and talking and pretty much introducing you guys like what's this channel about. But obviously it's about webtoons and let's reads and anime and books, but also I wanted to find a way to actually, how do I introduce that in an intro? Like, is there a way that I can ever do that? Because I don't know how. And also like when it comes down to just what I really want to do for this channel at all is just mostly, or I'm actually the second channel, I mean, stuff that I just want to express and also, just share that at all. And also having a channel where I feel comfortable for different people and different likes to actually sub to it. But it's a lot of progress and also a lot still beginning stages and all that. Like there's no rush at all, but there is an experience I'm trying to, experiment in terms of my other channel. So it's just how can I put views and also different fandoms together, and also within the street culture and gaming community, because that's basically what my other channel is. It's something I've been planning for a while, and I guess today is that day. But speaking of Olympics, and I think I just drift away from that topic. Yeah, I just remember seeing the in USA skateboarding YouTube channel that they basically just did a press conference, and I have to say it was emotional. Introducing the USA team, there was a lot of emotions of this of this conference, especially like I don't. Of course, skateboarding is where it is in terms of growth, but for this one, you kind of felt it through the actual skaters that are going to be competing, and it was so amazing to see just how it really elevated, and you can see kind of like just the progress and the emotion of the other skaters, especially the CEO, which was really trying not to cry, but he did, and that kind of almost left me crying because I'm looking at this and I'm picturing myself like, well, what if this was me? What if I was in the big spotlight or something like that? And it's just like, it's one of those moments where it's like a very big deal. It's like, it's just, I remember seeing this video, pretty much been seeing a lot of Olympic content, and there's this one with it's called the Olympic debut, different sports for Olympic debut in which they were in. Pretty much it ranges from the 80s all the way to here is when they actually decided to put different sports, and that was just amazing to see, especially how the people win and what their emotion is when they get that gold medal. That has to be satisfying. But honestly, for me, when it comes to my gold medal is getting 100,000 subscribers. Everyone has their own gold medals and what they want to achieve. I'm already on the road of achieving it. It's just that there's a lot of times where I doubt because, of course, things that might happen. I have to make another, like, Vince Rider 3, point zero, which is something I don't want to happen, because if I do end up making another, like, channel, Vince Rider 3.0, it's usually not really a good thing because it means that YouTube be taking me down and all that. And I don't know where I would lead. I don't know how I would feel if I do lead through that. But it's just something to really think. I don't know. I'm really trying to bring out topics. I mean, I did got back from the mall. I remember going to a skate shop, and that's where I tend to go, like in the mall, within my people, because I guess a skate shop is where it is, whether it's like mainland or a van store, which I did, came back from, and was in San Francisco. There was just this feeling like I do want to express myself in some way to that I'm a skater, but there's no way I can. And speaking of skating, I probably should make an intro video of me actually skating so people won't think I'm a poser when it comes to skateboarding. Anyone, of course, can be into skating that doesn't need to be a skater. I'm one of those people that I'm all about authenticity when it comes to, because like a lot of times when I'm reading something that is like, for example, my webtoon reads, I read all romances, and that's always been my favorite genre for the longest time, and something that basically catch my interest. But when it comes to the LGBT community, and when it comes to romances that is surrounding that kind of community, whether it's like a lesbian or a gay couple, I was thinking to myself, like, I am LGBT in some way. It's just that, like, that's only like 30% of me, but I do want to represent that kind of community, and I feel like it's best if I just really let people know, like, listen, I'm bi, and I don't really shove it on people's faces at all. I barely mention it whenever I do reads, and that's not really, and me mentioning whatever my preference is not a big deal. It shouldn't be, like, but I feel like it's important, and especially how that community is big within these romance webtoons and these fandoms that I just want to let them know, like, hey, I'm like you, okay? I'm bi, I'm part of the community, and I've been basically part of this like LGBT community for just the longest time, and I feel like it's authentic to actually give that intensive read. I know a lot of people in my family, and especially my parents, don't know, and I guess that's why I made my other channels, because when they do know that I made another channel, they can actually see that. But for right now, for this, like, I just, for this channel itself, I guess there is like a much more bigger purpose to it, and there is something that I try to achieve in terms of just like, sharing. Like, there's never really a channel out there that actually expresses love in a different way or makes contents about romances. Usually it's like a girl that actually is like somewhere around her tweens that is making the kind of content is usually surrounding the booktube. At least that's what I'm aware of. But you never see a guy's perspective about it, and also a guy's perspective. And I guess a lot of times when I do think about me doing like romance reads and stuff like that, there is like a very deep story and a personal and pretty sad one, that the reason why I do it. And of course, like, it's surrounding through my breakups and what I've been through, honestly, but it's more than that. It's really just, it's more than that that I just want to really share out there. But in terms of, like, since I'm in the topic of authenticity and stuff like that, and that's my part of, in terms of what I do on this channel, when it comes down to skateboarding, I've been skateboarding for so long. I always been like, a poser of it. I want to be. Hold on, let me fix my camera. My camera is just like, oh, goodness. I'm not sure if it is, but hopefully you can see. But in terms of what I really do in, skateboarding, and the reason why I put in my other channel is that that's just the audience that I, want to choose for that channel. And I just been doing it for years. And I guess I have been at the times when skateboarding was just like looked down upon in terms of normal people. I mean, it has been big for the longest time. It's just that it hasn't been respected, and I've been there. I mean, still to this day, I get like, certain like suspicious looks whenever I do skate. They see this big guy skating and just, I'm just minding my own business, and all of a sudden, like, I get the Karen acts like, hey, you're not supposed to be here, get out of here, or I'll call the cops or something like that. And I'm just like, whoa, like, I'm just skating. Like, I'm not gonna hurt anyone or do anything, but they see this random dude, and which is me, and they're like, they just feel like they need to enforce something, which I'm like, what did I do wrong? Like, I don't get it. And I guess that's why I made this channel, this channel, Vinz Ryder, and the content that I made, is that there's a community. I always have this like conversation of communities, and when you're trying to make something, understand what community that you're trying to make for. What is your demographic, and what is something that you try to chase? And I try to find people that are just like me, LGBT, or pretty much, of course, just entertaining women. That's, and it gives me that feeling like knowing that I'm not a sore loser at all, or at least to me, but knowing that, that I'm actually, just expressing myself in a way. The same thing that someone tries to express their love songs for that graphic. And I feel like when it comes down to skate events, and the reason why I made that second channel is that it's for a different demographic and it's for something, but it's still something that is a part of me that I grew up with. And of course, it's skateboarding. Like, I always sort of implemented skateboarding in many motivations. Like, life is sort of like a skate park, at least for me. If you really think about it, the sense of dropping in or commitment, which I got from skateboarding, can be heavily, a good analogy of real life. Like, you just have to go for it if you feel like it's the right choice. If you want to get that job, drop in. You have to go for it. Commitment. And that's how it should be. And I'm not a motivator in any ways. I try to be, which was a funny time. But it's all about what you want to do, and also what you want to chase for. And you have to be sure about that. Be sure that you know the techniques, and you have to go there. And there's going to be many falls, especially in skateboard. There's going to be many bails if you start. But if you don't start now, then how are you going to progress, And that's what I've been doing, and pretty much really trying to share that kind of same analogy. And it's always been implemented that way, especially when it comes to me being shy. Whenever I feel anxious, I always think about myself like, I'm a skater, and I've been skating for a while, and, and I always wanted to actually implement that in real life, and it always works. And it's always somewhat true and thrilling of analogy when you really think about it, at least to me. I don't know. I just, feel like this is not supposed to be a deep time. This is just me announcing like, hey guys, last skate with Vinz. That's all. But there's this feeling like it's sort of sad, because I always want to share more about me other than me doing Let's Reads. And it's something that I just found that I feel like is more than something that I want to make a career, but it's just something that I truly enjoyed and I love to do. And I never thought me loving to read would be ever something that I would ever do. The same thing when I never thought I would come back to skateboarding. At one point, I, literally went through days without it, because then I discovered dancing, and dancing became my new thing, and it still is. And that's why I made my other second channel, another reference to my second channel. I know some of you are kind of tired of hearing it. But don't worry, this is the only day I'm doing it. You know, out of all days, it's 4th of July that I'm actually announcing it. But it's just that like I do want to, like, you know, what was I trying to say? Holy crap, I forget. Ah, my goodness, keep getting stuff that that's why. But I was talking about my like second channel, that what I want to do, and pretty much dancing and skateboarding, and pretty much seeing especially my community within dancing and how it's growing, and especially in breakdancing. That's why I wanted to actually make that other channel, so actually can go a little bit more in depth to it, and I was planning to for a while, especially before when my other channel was terminated. I also had my other channel, which is pretty much my second channel, at least it's trying to be, that I had so many commentaries and reaction videos of me reacting to dance battles, and I kind of am really thinking of doing that again. And I'm want to do it again, but also with the community that I helped grow basically. And it's just one of those ideas that I have, that I feel like this is sort of the right step, and this is something that I feel like that I should achieve, especially with all the things. And the thing about me is that I'm such an active person that I don't really ever find myself ever sitting. I'm sitting right now, and I do sit, or at least lay on the bed actually doing these reads for long amounts of time. But I mean, especially now, how hot it is, and pretty much right now, I can't even really, stay on bed for like, unless I'm about to, if I'm wanting to go to bed, I can never stay on bed actually for that long, because I feel that I need to move, especially now since I'm young, that I need to move out there. And that's pretty much what I just been doing now. But like, I'm gonna exercise after this and make a couple of dance videos like after I'm done recording. But yeah, Skate with Vinz, I don't know what other moments that I had that I didn't enjoy with Skate with Vinz. I thought it was gonna be more, but the Skate with Vinz is gonna be in the other channel, which is something I'm supposed to announce, and that only. I was gonna talk about some other stuff. I'm still watching Dan Corrigan and this kid named Julian that has been like climbing up top there, in terms of just like, like literally this long handrail that he was grinding. He was just going at it. My goodness. And also Tony Hawk's has a podcast, Hawk and Wolf it's called, and it's like also one of my favorites. There's not a lot of skateboarding podcasts. Like, I'm trying to be a new skateboarding podcast. My goodness, like, look at me. And also I already talked about the USA, skateboarding conference, and how I mentioned how emotional it is, and showing like it showcases how long skateboarding has, it's I don't know. I guess for any kind of series, this is a good way to end this one. And I usually don't like any series. I mean, I bet I end a lot of series without knowing, especially the lot of reads in webtoons that I have to come back to. But yeah, I don't know. I just have all of this in my mind that I want to share, and I feel like there's no other better time to share it right now. And of course, I'm rocking colors. That is one of my favorites. This board matches my shirts, and it's Elements, which I own an Element board, and I own like a couple ones, especially how Element inspired me to skate. Brent Atley was one of the ones that inspired me to skate. I always want to skate like him, and I still do. Especially Chad Muska. Now, that was a huge influence in my skateboarding, that influenced me to be the person I am. I remember back in middle school, I think like middle school and high school, I think that was the reason why I kept sagging my pants, because of Chad Muska. I don't know. I was a ghetto kid back then. I would like it would either be like, like I would just always wear a white or a tank top, a white t-shirt, as if I'm from like MS-13 or something, some gang. And then I would have my pants sagging, and it would look so ridiculous. And I remember wearing glasses too, and a do-rag, which I mean, I'm actually still wearing a do-rag right now. Some things never changed, but all that influence came from skateboarding. Especially me dancing came from skateboarding, because I discovered breakdancing through skateboarding. So that's another thing. And my personality itself also came from skateboarding, and also some other stuff, especially Def Jam comedy, and also, other, influencers. But yeah, a lot of times when I think about myself as a person, like, it all derived from skateboarding. Like, I don't think anything else could be created without that. But it's the reason of who I am. And I guess it's also the reason why I carry myself in that kind of way in terms of entertainment. But I guess that's what I really want to share. Just want to share what's going on in my life and also that, but also share about skateboarding and stuff like that. But there's some things that doesn't need to be always about skateboarding. And so that's why I decided, you know what? Let's just put this somewhere that belongs to, because and it also makes it easier for me to actually, you know, share stuff when it comes down to talking or talking about topics every week. It doesn't need to be a hassle. But just like life, you have to move on and experiment in different things. I don't think this is an experiment. This is just me feeling like this is the right move, and I don't really know if anyone is gonna miss me talking about skateboarding much, because I know what many people are here for, and I made another channel knowing what they can find out more about me if they ever needed to. Whenever you're growing a fan base, I always think like there could be so much more that I can share, and the limits are are like there's no limits in terms that when it comes down to really raising a fandom and growing a channel and just doing big things out there. And every day when you progress, like it will always get better. It will, it's not going to be easy, but you will always find a way. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. This is the last skate events, and hope you guys enjoy. And I hope you guys see you soon, and subscribe to the second channel if you haven't, because there's more layers to me than you might realize, because I don't know, that's just how I find myself, and I'm happy. I'll see you guys. A peace. God bless. One love. And yeah, shred on.